Dr. De Silva takes a new approach with technology. A Belen tradition is back on campus, and Hurricane Ida's destruction of Louisiana. All of this and more on WBLN. Hey Belen, I'm Alfredo Diaz.
And I'm Carlos Perez Abreu, and here's your news for today.
This year's anatomy class is engaging in their curriculum in a more technological way. We got a sneak peek at the work they were doing. Since the opening of the STEAM Center in 2020, Belen faculty have made strides in replacing parts of their old curriculum with new, tech-friendly learning.
Students are used to having iPads and using iPads for the purpose of note-taking or submitting assignments, but it's really about using the iPad as a whole. So to build their skill, but it's also about how they interact with each other while they're trying to build this iMovie that they're creating right now. So right now what they're doing is that they are working on an iMovie, but using a green screen option that iMovie has, rather than just using iMovie to make a movie that's normally used. So they're doing that while also learning about skeletal muscular system and working together, working with each other to try to see how to make that happen. So it's building that on that Ignatian pedagogy of building the whole person, but also incorporating a little bit of that technology because we are in the 21st century.
The STEAM Center is open for all teachers and classes, no matter the subject, so they may engage in a techier way of learning.
So we bring in other teachers. Teachers come to me, they tell me they want to do something, and we give them ideas on how to incorporate the tools that we have in here, like our history, creating the models, so the students design them in class, and then we can 3D print them here. And they can see the model from what they designed, what they envisioned, to what it looks like once it's actually 3D printed. So they're able to see a little bit more of that architecture because of being able to see it in real life, what they created, and it gives them a little bit more ownership over what they're doing.
These new applications for technology allow for Belen students to further understand the material taught to them in their classes. For WBLN, I'm Alfredo Diaz.
Belen's annual Father and Sunday took place this week. We took a closer look of the event and what it means to the students who partake. Father and Sunday has always been a fan favorite amongst the Belen community. This year, the freshmen got to experience this joyful day with their fathers.
I bonded really well with my friends' dads, especially like the friends that are more like school friends, not really like the kind of people that you go to their houses and stuff. My parents now know like my friends' dads better. Like everyone just got kind of closer that day, whoever you were with.
Most students have and share nothing but good memories after days like that.
Father and Sunday was really fun. We started off with a little like prayer service by Father Willie, and then we had breakfast. We went into the pool. We played kickball. We played frisbee. We had lunch, and then everyone kind of just went their own ways. It was really fun. I had a great time with my friends and my friends' dads. And
the student activities coordinator, Mr. Jordan, talks about the importance of that relationship with our fathers.
We made a decision where we realized that if Father and Sunday stayed in 8th grade and you came in high school, you would not have Father and Sunday with your dad, but you would have Mother and Sunday with your mom. So what we did was we moved Family Day to 8th grade, then put Father and Sunday to 9th grade, and then 10th grade Mother and Sunday. We figured it was a very important time, first off, because you, as a student, you're going through a lot. Socially, you're going through a lot with your family, so it's better to have that one day with your mom and one day with your dad as you grow older.
For WBLN, I'm Carlos Perez Abreu.
Last week, Hurricane Ida wreaked havoc on Louisiana, wrecking homes and businesses. Hugo Dorda has the story.
As Hurricane Ida has left at least 5 people dead, the now tropical depression continues north after pummeling the Gulf Coast. 1 million people are still without power, which is expected to take several weeks to restore.
This is like a true nightmare. It just was taking everything, and it was so long. You could still just hear everything ripping and flying and banging, and people's roofs were coming off, and we prayed that we would all outlive.
The day after Hurricane Ida ripped through southeast Louisiana, officials are warning residents across the region it will take considerable time to get life back to normal. There are more than 1 million customers without electricity, and for many it could take weeks to get the power restored.
We are a resilient group of people. This is going to be very difficult. worst disaster that we've all seen in St. John Parish. And it's going to take a long time.
It was horrible. It was the wind. I've never had wind shake the house the way it did.
It was seeping in from all the doors, all the closets. Doors were rocking back and forth. The windows were shaking. It was just a matter of time before you felt like everything was just going to go.
Hey guys, I'm Nick Diaz and here are your sports for the week. Last week, the varsity football team took a trip to Orlando where they played against the Greeley West Spartans. Jake Camejo has the story.
KSA events, normally every year they have a showcase where they match up teams from state to state and they meet in Orlando and participate in a football game every year, and we were chosen this year to participate. We came up with the idea. It was actually Coach Stewart's idea. He called me, sent me an email in reference to KSA sporting event, and I reached out to them, and then they asked for information on our team, and they compared the two teams, and then what they do is they go around and see which team that you probably would suit best to compete against, and we ended up matching up well with Greeley West from Colorado. The overall experience was great. It was great bonding with all the young men. The theme parks were great. Just to see the guys outside of the elements after the game, it was really good. I think it was a great experience, and hopefully we'll get to travel together soon again.
The middle school golf team kicked off its season with a win against Westminster Christian, moving to 2-0 on the year. The varsity cross country team kicked off the season in 2 invitationals in 2 different cities, emerging victorious in both. The team looks to build in this win this Saturday in the House Park Invitational in Ocala, Florida, as they look to grab their 5th straight state title this year. We take a look at how they prepared this summer. As the varsity cross country team heads into the year, a look into the off-season gives a feel of the hard work, preparation, and ambition this team has as they look to bring home their 5th straight state title. A highlight of the summer came at the end with the team trip to North Carolina.
The trip this year was, I think, the best one we've had so far, at least in my personal opinion. The amount of fun we had during the whole trip, the amount of guys I saw grinding out there, it was really inspiring, motivating to see that after the class we had last year, after the senior class that was a stacked class leave, we were able to restack up and refill with motivated guys. It was amazing to see.
Yeah, so we've had a really solid past 2.5 months of summer training. We just capped off an awesome week in North Carolina, running up those hills, running some fast times and some good workouts. So excited for the season.
This off season, I've been putting in a lot of work, trying to focus on my position as a team leader and push everyone, along with pushing myself to my limits.
Members of the team also spoke about what it means to be a part of this program and also what it means to be a Wolverine.
It means a lot. The more I go through the program in Belen, the more I realize that there's a lot of tradition behind being a Belen student and especially a cross-country runner. So it means the world to me. And
for me personally, to be a Wolverine, it means to fill out the culture and the tradition we have built up for the past 30, 40 years, all the way from when Bark started coaching to Frankie now. There's been a whole line of alumni that have been able to push us and motivate us throughout it.
Motivation and mental toughness seem to be a key to success for this cross-country team, as they look ready and more determined than ever to keep that tradition going. For WBLN, I'm Nick Diaz. The Miami Marlins played in a doubleheader last night, losing 6-5 and 3-1 to the Mets, as they moved to 55 and 78 on the year. That's all your sports for today. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Nick. Before we head out, don't forget to show your support this Friday as the Wolverines take on the LaSalle Royal Lions at 7 p.m. in De La Cruz Stadium.
Remember to stay safe and stay golden, Wolverines.